Hello Taurus, how are you gorgeous people? This is Debs and this is your TGIF for Friday the 6th of December 2024. So Taurus, if you are ready, let's jump in, find out what's going on for you. The deck that I'm using is the Tarot of Dreams. Everything you need, guys, is down below as per usual. The link to join the channel if you'd like to become a member. If you'd like a private reading, my website's there, and of course all the decks are listed. So, my beautiful Taurians, do forgive a faint hum, by the way, outside. Somebody's mowing the lawn in the communal park, very close to my apartment. It kind of reminds me of summer days in England for some reason. But anyway, back to you. So, Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Taurians, please? Friday the 6th of December, 2024. I'm hearing someone say, I can't seem to get things to line up. It's just not gelling. It's just not working. What else can I do? Taurus, you're in your head. Something just isn't feeling comfortable. You know, something just isn't feeling comfortable. Yeah. Something's annoying you, irritating you. You're trying not to think about it, but it's playing on your mind. Taurus, okay. Oh, all right, Knight of Swords. Maybe an argument with someone. Oh, maybe an argument with a Queen of Wands. Okay, Taurus. Did you have a set too? The Star. Taurus, there may have been an argument with a Queen of Wands. Now, the argument could have been about an Aquarian, although that seems a little specific. Taurus, this isn't your energy. This is what you're thinking about. All right, the Three of Coins. The Tower. Okay, Taurus, the Tower moment is you are wanting a Queen of Wands to work in partnership with you to somehow mend a situation. Now, this could have been a massive argument between two friends. You may have been someone on the outside saying to this Queen of Wands, look, you know, you guys should really patch this up. You've known each other since you were small kids running around the garden, you know. You need to sort this out. She's resolutely standing her ground and saying, no, I don't want to do it. Whereas I think the other person is very happy to work in partnership to mend this. But because this Queen of Wands is being so difficult with a Knight of Swords, it's a Tower moment for you. Now, the Tower is Scorpio, Aries. She could be an Aries, Taurus, I don't know. But she is, I'm sorry guys, I'm hearing just being difficult. And Taurus, this is not you. I feel you're a bystander, you're the intermediary. If this is a family dynamic, then you may be a sister or a mother or an auntie or something like that. Yeah, this Queen of Wands is being difficult. I don't know what's going on with her. Yeah, she's very argumentative. Ooh, she is not a happy bunny. Okay, okay. Oh, Death card. Yeah, I mean, what she is saying to you, Taurus, is, I don't know why you want this to be mended, because as far as I'm concerned, this is done. I don't want anything to do with this person anymore. I'm washing my hands of the situation. She's angry. She's angry. Whereas I think you've got someone sat in the energy of the Star who is wanting to work in partnership to sort this out. They're having a Tower moment, realizing that this Queen of Wands is being really difficult. There could be a Scorpio in the mix for some of you. Leo, Strength card. Yeah, she's holding back. It's as if she's furious. Wow, Taurus, Ace of Swords. It's as if I'm cutting all communication from this person. I don't want to ever see this person again. It is done. So God knows what happened, Taurus. wow. It must have been something major. And I think that you're trying to mend the situation. You want these two to talk this out, but this Queen of Wands is saying absolutely not. Whereas the other person coming through in the energy of the Star is very happy to talk about this. Let's work in partnership. Your Queen of Wands is saying hell no. All right, the Fool. Okay. Aries energy. The Two of Wands. The Hermit. The Knight of Wands. Okay. The Empress. Okay. Taurus, you are the Empress. You are the Empress. You are the person who was trying to persuade this Queen of Wands, I'm hearing, to do the right thing. Now that is interesting. So do you feel that the Queen of Wands was actually to blame, if anyone was to blame? And I hate putting blame on anyone, because it's almost as if she's in a gaslighting energy. You know what it's like? I mean, if you feel that someone's done something wrong and you gently try to say to them, look, I think this is what happened. You had your own reasons. I want to find out how you feel about this, with the view that you want everything to be smoothed over. But what you're saying to somebody is, I kind of know what you did, right? If the other person's reaction is very harsh, argumentative, I don't want to talk about it, I want nothing to do with this, it's almost as if they know they're guilty. And by causing drama and chaos, they're trying to make out as if it's not their fault, right? You've been in that type of situation, I'm sure. They overreact to the point where you think, yeah, they're guilty. So something happened, and I think the Queen of Wands has something to do with it. But she is being very difficult, very defensive, argumentative. Don't want to discuss this. I'm really angry about this. It's done. Because she doesn't want to face the music for what she's actually brought about, which could be a lot of drama. It could be in a family dynamic. Whereas this person sitting in the energy of the Star is happy to sit in a balanced energy. Okay, well, I'm not very happy with the Queen of Wands, but we can talk things out. This person can't believe that the Queen of Wands is acting as if she's the innocent party, because she's not. And so whoever sat in the energy of the Star is facing a Tower moment, because whoever this is assumed that the Queen of Wands would be apologetic. I'm so sorry for causing problems. I'm so sorry for causing drama. I acted because of X, Y, Z. But no, this Queen of Wands is almost having a yelling match, a shouting match. I think to detract from the fact that she is guilty somehow. She's the one that's caused all the drama. And what this Queen of Wands is doing is saying, kind of sitting on a high horse a little bit, no, it's over, I'm holding back, it's done, right? Death card, Strength card, Ace of Swords. She's almost making a point to make you feel, Taurus, coming through as the Empress, that it wasn't her fault, when quite clearly it was. Otherwise, why would she overreact to that extent? If she doesn't want to talk about it, maybe she's worried the truth is going to come out, or maybe she's worried somebody will say, you've got to face Judgment Day. Maybe she doesn't want to do that. So she's overreacting to put you off, Taurus. Because if you're faced with someone yelling and screaming and saying, I think this is out of order, I'm really angry about this, it's as if you feel, oh gosh, okay, well, I don't really want to have a massive row with this person. And what happens? You back off. which I think, Taurus, is exactly what this Queen of Wands wants you to do. But whoever this is stupefied that this Queen of Wands is behaving in this way. It's as if, wow, I thought this Queen of Wands would be apologetic. I am so sorry for causing these problems. No, she's gaslighting you, Taurus. So goodness knows who this is. But I think, Taurus, you don't quite know what to do. You're trying to move forward onto a new path, but you seem to be held at crossroads because after doing a lot of soul searching and thinking about this, what you're thinking about is this Queen of Wands, who I think is coming through as the Knight of Wands, maybe a younger fire sign, is massively overreacting, and you're suspicious about that, Taurus. Well, if she really was in the right, she would be saying to me, well, of course we can talk about it. Yeah, sure, let's get it out on the table. Of course, I'll tell you what I think. This is what I did, this is what I said, you know. But no, she's putting up really strong defenses. She doesn't want to talk about it, and she's angry. And Taurus, you are wondering why. If previously you felt it was the other person's issue, the other person's problem, whoever sat in the energy of the star, you are now rethinking this. You're now realizing that it might be that the person sat in the star was the innocent party, the Queen of Wands was the person that caused the problem. Taurus, underneath the deck, the Three of Swords, you're heartbroken, Taurus. Now, guys, I don't know what this is. This could be a situation where there's a massive issue between two people that work together. You may be a female boss tearing your hair out because you don't want either of these two females to leave the company, but it's getting to the point where, you know, there's going to be one almighty row and somebody's going to storm out, and you're trying just to smooth over the waters. You're very, very confused, Taurus. Eight of Cups. What is the real issue between this Queen of Wands and whoever sat in the star? You're trying to manifest Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini, moving forward into a new cycle, right? But the person who seems to be overreacting about whatever happened here is the Queen of Wands. I mean, that can be a lot of very unpleasant comments, harsh words, anger. Basically, I'm not talking about this, I'm closing out the cycle, I'm moving on, I don't want to even discuss this. I'm angry, right? And you're thinking, well, why would this Queen of Wands be so angry? With the energy of the moon, Taurus, it's mystifying you. But you are coming to the understanding that she's actually hiding something. Is it fear of being found out? Is it fear that she was actually the one to blame? Because why else wouldn't she want to talk things through with a person sat in the energy of the star? You just don't get it. Surely if she was innocent, she'd be more than happy to talk about it. Rather than yelling and screaming at me, which she obviously is. Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, Chariot, right? Arguments and disagreements, it's done. She's holding back, it's over. But you don't know why. Taurus, you're sat in the energy of the Queen of Coins. So you're coming through as the Empress and the Queen of Coins. You're looking at the past, trying to understand why this Queen of Wands is quite so angry. And for my beautiful fire sign women, if you're there seething, thinking, well, I know exactly why I'm angry because this other person did this, that, and the other, then fine. But I am getting an overreaction from this Queen of Wands. And whoever is sat in the star is wanting to work in partnership, whereas this Queen of Wands is overly angry, which is causing a tower moment for the person that's happy to work in partnership. And Taurus, you're there on the outskirts thinking, well, I just want everyone to get on. What is the problem here? You're determined to get to grips with whatever this is. You're determined to find out the truth. There could be an Aries in the mix. There could be a Virgo in the mix. And as I've said, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. You're very confused, Taurus, but you want to get to the root of whatever this is, because if you realize that the Queen of Wands is behaving in an unacceptable manner, or the Queen of Wands was the actual problem, she did something, and with the moon she hid it, you're wanting to figure out what that is. Because if it's something that you don't think is right, Taurus, you may decide to cut communication with the Queen of Wands. If this is a business thing, you would decide to ask this person to leave the company. If this is a family dynamic, you may want to make things right with the other person who seems to be sat in a very chilled energy. Yeah, I'm happy to talk. Whereas if this person was guilty, they would be on the defensive, surely. So my lovely Taurians, this is a rather unusual reading. Let's get some messages from the angels. Let's see what the angels have to say. Archangel Michael, what is the advice from the angels, please? Listen to your intuition. Go with your inner instinct, Taurus. Go with your inner instinct. Okay. What else are they saying? Get more information. Yeah. I feel the Queen of Wands is putting up such strong defenses because she doesn't want to talk about it, because you're going to find something out, Taurus. And she doesn't want you to find something out. You're determined to dig a little bit deeper because you are just very confused as to why this Queen of Wands is behaving this way. What else are the angels saying? You may want to bring someone else on board. You know, I mean, if this is you in an office environment, working environment, you may be asking to have a quiet word with the Queen of Wands and maybe bring a department head with you in the same room. We understand there's a massive problem between you and this person. We want everyone to get on. We want to know what happened. It's as if, Taurus, you're wanting backup. Taurus, you're ready. You're ready to get to the root of this because, quite frankly, you're fed up. You're fed up. And I think, to be honest, Taurus, you're a bit fed up with this Queen of Wands. Why is she being so difficult? You may have to wait. Maybe everything's going to come out in the wash. Maybe something's going to be revealed. Wait, and then let go. What is let go? Ooh, okay. Taurus. What I think the angels are suggesting you do is to say to this Queen of Wands, okay, well, if you really don't want to talk, if you don't want to have this meeting, or you don't want to sit down and explain what this is all about, I'll give you some time to think about it. But if you are refusing to work in partnership with this person who seems very open to talk about this, who seems to be facing a tower moment, then I'm afraid communicate clearly, Taurus, that I'm letting you go. Because, Taurus, you've had enough. You feel this Queen of Wands is hiding something. And if she won't talk about it, and if she's being argumentative and difficult and defensive, and she won't work in partnership with this person who seems to be sat in the rubble of the tower, then she's obviously the problem. And if she's causing issues in a working environment or a family situation, right, then Taurus, you're just cutting the cord. It's as if Okay, well, I don't want you in my life if you're not going to be pleasant to other people, or if you're going to continue to be very aggressive and argumentative with me. I'm sorry, no. Taurus, I think you're ready to stand your ground. Yes, you are. You're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. If you feel you caught her on a bad day, or if you feel she's very busy, you're going to give her some time and then reach out again. But if she is behaving in the same way, she doesn't want to talk, she's a bit aggressive, she's a bit defensive, then what you're going to say is, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And if you will not work in partnership with this person, then we have to cut association. In whatever way that means, Taurus, because you're sick of this woman. You've got this person here who's very happy to talk, but this is someone being overly aggressive. And I think it's because with the moon, she's hiding something. And you're determined to find out what that is. If she point blank refuses to tell you, then as far as you're concerned, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable to the point where you'd rather just not have her in your life. What are the angels saying to Taurus? Taurus, they may be saying to you, even though it's going to be difficult for you, you may be better off without this woman, right? You may be better off without her. What they're saying is communicate clearly that you're letting her go and then recover. It's as if you're better off without this woman in your life, Taurus. You know? And I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah. It is up to you. Everyone has free will. But Taurus, if you can't get this Queen of Wands to calm down and be open and talk this through, which a normal, mature, balanced person would be happy to do, then you're going to grow more and more annoyed about this and more suspicious. And Taurus, I think you'd be ready just to say, okay, fine, well, let's just not talk again. You want to keep the peace, or you want to create a peaceful environment. This person seems very balanced, sat in the energy of the star. She's mixed the masculine and feminine within her. She's happy to work in partnership, and she's facing a tower moment because of the Queen of Wands, who seems overly aggressive, overly argumentative. And you're there, Empress, thinking, what the hell's going on? Guys, I'm moving into the lighted pathway. This seems a really difficult situation, Taurus. You are somehow stuck in the middle, or you could be the older of two women here. Could be a business situation, could be a family dynamic. But Taurus, you are sick of this. You're sick of it. And you want the truth from this Queen of Wands. Because she's the one that seems to have a problem in talking about this. And you're a bit surprised, right? What is she hiding? Why is she being so difficult? Yeah, Taurus. Okay, let's just see what we've got. Oops, to begin with. Wow, Taurus, these energies. Okay, are you ready, guys? And put them in some kind of order that I feel is right, but you make your own decision. Okay, time to talk. Taurus, you want this Queen of Wands to reconcile peacefully, to make things right with whoever's sat in the energy of the star, who's happy to work in partnership. She seems to have a massive issue with that. You seem to be stuck in the middle, Taurus. You want to make a decision. Do I stick this out with a hope that everything's going to be resolved and everyone's going to be happy? Or am I going to have to detach from the Queen of Wands or ask her to leave? Because she's the one that's been difficult. You need to make a decision, Taurus, because what you're fearing is if she continues to be difficult, then it's going to cause problems within the rest of the company or within the rest of the family unit, and you're not having that. You're not having that. You're trying to get more information, Taurus, as to why she is behaving in the way that she is, because you want these two to work through their differences. You feel that something isn't right because she seems to be overreacting. She doesn't want to talk. And for you, that's a bit of a surprise. Why doesn't she want to talk? Is it because she's actually hiding something? Is it because she's going to be found out? You're gaining clarity and wisdom, Taurus, that this person may have acted selfishly and may have just been focused on work and money. Taurus, I think your intuition is telling you that that is the main problem. I think you're planning on questioning this person. Well, hang on. Did you do something to cause this person financial loss? Did you take credit for a project that both of you worked on, for instance? And this person put in 50% of the work, so they should get 50% of the profit, right? Or 50% of the commission. This Queen of Wands may have been a bit strategic, and that's why she's been gaslighting you. She doesn't want you to find out. I think a secret is going to come out. It has something to do with money, and she may eventually own up with the energy of honesty. I think, Taurus, you're hoping that if she admits the truth, that she did something that she's not proud of, then you can resolve the conflict between this Queen of Wands and the other woman. I'm saying other woman. I'm looking at this image of this woman. This could be a guy, right? You are hoping that if this conflict is resolved, it's going to change the whole situation. The atmosphere is going to lighten and everyone can go back to normal. But Taurus, right now, you don't know if she's actually going to admit what she did. You're either thinking you're going to have to ask her to move on, right? Or you're going to be celebrating that everyone is happy in the situation. So Taurus, you don't know what this Queen of Wands is going to do. Is she going to eventually lower her defenses and tell you the truth and be honest? Or is she going to continue to be difficult? You don't know. You're hoping that this can all blow over. But you may be dealing with a very unhappy person who is more than happy to talk, because what you're realizing is intuitively this person feels hard done by. And that's why she's facing a tower moment, because she assumed the Queen of Wands would drop the defenses and admit, actually, I was a bit selfish, I'm sorry, but she's not. She's behaving as if it's all too much of an issue for her. I don't want to talk about it. Why do we have to talk about it? Well, it's because she's guilty. Anyway, Taurus, what a really strange reading, but I have to go with what's come through. So from here, guys, let's move into this second reading and let's find out what's going to happen between all three of you in the next 6 months. Okay, guys, I will see you in the second reading. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, here we go. This is the Tarot Grand Lux, and let's see if we can get to the bottom of what's actually been happening here, shall we? All right, so Archangel Michael, what have we got for my lovely Taurians? And I'm so sorry, guys, this isn't about love, but, you know, I can't help the energies that come through. What do we have for my lovely Taurians over the next 6 months, please, Michael? Thank you. Yeah, this is a situation, Taurus, that has got you up in your head. You're not happy. You're not happy. You want everyone to get on. Alrighty. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Wands. Okay, Taurus, you're trying a different tactic on the Queen of Wands. Rather than saying to her, I think we need to have a conversation. I want to try and find out what's going on here. I need more information from you. Why are you so aggressive and defensive? You're changing tack, Taurus, and you're buttering her up. Well, let's be super nice and see if she softens. Yeah, Hierophant. Taurus, this is you. You're very calm. What you're basically saying to this Queen of Wands is, let's just cool everything down. I want to make sure you're happy. I do care about what you think. I'm not wanting to be nosy. I'm not planning on causing you issues. But we need to look at the situation here from a feet on the ground, realistic point of view. Hierophant, very traditional. King of Swords. You just want the basic facts, Taurus. You want the basic facts. High Priestess. But she's still not talking. You think she's keeping a secret, Taurus. You think she's keeping a secret. The Four of Swords. She may start playing the victim, and I hate to say that, but the Four of Swords is, oh, I really don't feel well right now. I don't really want to talk about this. It's not a good time. I'm really stressed out, right? So she's dropped the aggression and now she's sort of playing the victim. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm feeling really depressed. Page of Pentacles. I'm struggling right now. I'm really struggling right now. But she's hiding the truth, Taurus. What is the truth? I wonder, has it got something to do with the past? Did she take something that wasn't officially hers in the past? I mean, dare I say it, was she a bit greedy in the past, financially? Was she supposed to share commission with this other woman and she didn't? She made out as if it was all her own work? Or did she ask you to help her financially and you thought that she would, I don't know, share the wealth with somebody else who had helped you as well, and you realised that she didn't? The money never got to the other person. Something happened here, Taurus. Something happened here, Taurus, and what you're realising is something to do with money or commission, work, career, right? And it's a Tower moment for you because you're suddenly realising that the reason why she's being aggressive and defensive is out of a sense of guilt, because she didn't want to be found out to have been underhanded in some way, maybe. And gosh, guys, I hate this sort of reading, but it's for someone. It's for someone. Yeah, very interesting. Taurus, Knight of Coins. Now, this is a very slow offer of an amount of money. Of course, it can be an offer of commitment, but in this case, it's money. Now, she may have insinuated that she would give someone else, this other woman in the first reading, a lump sum of money in time. As in, oh yes, well, I was going to give this woman her fair share, but I've been busy, I've been stressed, I've had other things on my mind, and I just felt under pressure. What you're saying to her is, goodness me, you should have done this months ago. No wonder the other woman is angry, because you withheld money that should have gone to her. Why did you do that? Did you do that in the hope that you would keep it all? Taurus, you're a little bit shocked. Yeah. 5 of coins. You're realising that she's actually sat on 7 coins, 7 pentacles, whilst claiming that she doesn't have any money, which is not right, Taurus. That's rubbish. Poor old me, I'm left with a really small amount of money, whereas what she's hiding is, I've got quite a tidy sum in the bank, thank you very much, and I don't really want to have to give the other woman the money that I should have given her a while ago. Don't want to do it. Yeah. Taurus, 9 of Wands. It's as if she's apologizing for not doing it, but she's still not saying that she's going to make things right. So what she's saying to you, Taurus, is, oh yeah, well, I've had other things on my mind. I was going to make it right. I was going to do the transfer. I was going to make sure the other person got their fair share or half the commission or whatever this is. But, you know, I just had other things to deal with. And you're looking at her thinking, I believe you were just being strategic. I believe you were hoping that this other woman wouldn't kick up a fuss and you would get to keep it all. You're a bit shell-shocked, Taurus. You may well seek the advice of an emperor. Now, that could be the head of a company. It could be somebody who is going to take hold of the situation and make it right. You may be wanting to speak to an Aries or an older father figure, because what you're realizing is she's being deceptive. And so, Taurus, you are going to try and make this right with the help of this emperor. Yeah, so 7 of Wands, she's been very aggressive, very defensive, holding back. I mean, Taurus, she could have made every excuse under the sun. I'm busy with work. I'm feeling a bit depressed. It's not the right time to talk. I'm having health issues. I mean, goodness me, Taurus, whatever she's come out with has all been because she didn't want you to find out the truth. She didn't want to talk about it. You're there thinking, well, isn't it pretty easy? Surely we could work in partnership. What is the problem between these two? You've been up in your head. What you've realised the issue is, Taurus, is this Queen of Wands has been withholding a very large amount of money. And with the energy of the 2 of Swords, every time you've tried to talk to her about this, well, hang on, what is the real problem between you and this person? Because they seem to be sitting in the rubble of the tower and you seem to be highly defensive. What is going on? What you're realizing is she just didn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to talk about it. I think you felt that she believed that the more excuses she made not to talk about this, you would just walk away thinking, well, okay, goodness, if she doesn't want to talk about it, she doesn't want to talk about it. Fine, let's leave it. And if you left it, she would be able to keep the money all to herself. She wouldn't actually have to release the money to give half to the person that is owed the money. And you're realizing that was a strategy. Yeah, Taurus, you're realizing the truth. She made it so uncomfortable for you to try and talk to her about this because she didn't want you to find out the truth. But Taurus, the truth is out on the table. So however you get to the truth is going to be a tower moment. Anyway, my beautiful Taurians, my goodness. So let's have a look and see what's going to happen here. What is going to happen here? All right. The 10 of Wands. Taurus, you're feeling very burdened. I don't know what your association is with the Queen of Wands and the other woman. Again, it could be your manager and these 2 women work under you in a team of people. It could be a family dynamic. It could be you're an older woman and these are 2 best friends. And this woman owed the other woman money and she's making every excuse not to do it. But you're fed up with it. Yeah, Taurus, you are seeing things totally differently. It's as if, oh my goodness, why didn't I see it before? This is to do with money. I think, Taurus, with justice, Libra energy, you believe that someone here should receive an apology and half the money, right, that's owed to them. So Taurus, you could be, with a star card, you could be thinking about a Libra, an Aquarius, a Pisces. What are you going to do, Taurus? What are you going to do? Okay. I think with the Emperor, you and the Emperor, interesting though, Empress, Emperor, could be your husband, could be someone you work with in a business. You guys are going to sit this Queen of Wands down and say, okay, jig is up, everything has to change. You can't hang on to this money. We don't care whether or not you scream and shout, or whether or not you are defensive. We believe that you should do the right thing. We believe that you should do the right thing. What else are you going to say, Taurus? Wow. Okay, you're going to give her an ultimatum. You do the right thing, do the honest thing, or I'm afraid we're going to ask you to leave. Simple as that. You do the right thing, or we're going to ask you to leave. You are working with the Emperor in managing a situation with this Queen of Wands. What is she going to say? Taurus, it's going to be very difficult. She may say to you, well, the other person doesn't need the money because they've got enough. But that's not the point, Taurus. She may say to you, I need the money more. But it's not the point, Taurus. If the other person was owed the money, oh my goodness, guy, oh my gosh, Taurus, she's going to fight you. She's going to fight you. She's going to say, well, I'm sorry, no, I need the money more. My situation is that X, Y, Z, I need more money. So, sorry, Five of Wands. If this other woman wants to come and talk to me and tell me I want my fair share, she can do it. I don't see that it's got much to do with you. Taurus, you may be fuming. You may be thinking, gosh, this Queen of Wands is so audacious. What are you saying to her? This is a completely unequal give and take situation. You're being really unfair financially. You weren't supposed to keep all of the money. You were supposed to give half to this other person. So what is this Queen of Wands going to do? She's going to sit on a high horse, feeling victorious. Wow, Taurus, who is this woman? Taurus, it's as if she's saying to you, okay, well, if this other woman has such a massive issue with this, then she can come and talk to me herself. I don't see why you and this Emperor should be involved. You may be looking at this woman, Taurus, as if you can't believe the cheek, because you are somehow her superior. What are you going to say, Taurus? Okay, you're out. Knight of Swords. I've had enough. I will not be spoken to like that, is what I'm hearing. I'm sorry, but you have to leave. So she may be booted out of the company, or if this is a family dynamic, Taurus, you may cut communication, because you simply believe that she's being not only incredibly rude, but, I've got to be honest, a bit out of order. What is the energy of the other woman? What's the energy of the other woman? Four of Cups. Taurus, you may apologize to her on behalf of the Queen of Wands, but it's as if, well, it doesn't help the situation because I'm still not financially in a place that I should be. I'm still owed this money. So thank you for apologizing on behalf of the Queen of Wands, but it doesn't help me. What is this other woman's situation? She's stuck at crossroads. She somehow needs that money to progress ahead. So she's stuck, waiting for this money from the Queen of Wands. She's just going to have to cut her losses and walk away. I don't think she wants the drama with the Queen of Wands. She'd rather just leave it. I don't think she's being at all cowardly or anything like that. I just think she's understanding that this Queen of Wands is going to hang on to this money for the rest of her life. She's not going to see her fair share. So what she's thinking about is, what's the point in trying to fight for it? She's going to try and manifest a brand new cycle. So she may, in the nicest sense, Taurus, detach from you because she's trying to find peace and balance in the situation. I mean, I don't know, Taurus, maybe she felt that you should have given her the separate amount yourself rather than giving everything to the Queen of Wands and expecting the Queen of Wands to give her half. Taurus, she may be a bit sore with you, you know. If you were in charge of dividing up the money, or the money that was due to me, why did you leave it in the hands of the Queen of Wands? So it may be awkward, Taurus. She may well just decide to move on. Is that what she's going to do? Yeah, she's going to move on to calmer waters. Wow. She may even be moving areas. She may have just had enough. Wow. Okay, Taurus. Yeah. Because if you've already given the amount of money that was due in the situation to the Queen of Wands, you've got no more money to give to this woman. It's in the hands of the Queen of Wands. And if she won't release it, then Taurus, there's nothing you can do. Gosh, guys, I'm so sorry about the length of this reading. I've just realised the time. Let's, Taurus, get our final message from Archangel Michael. Let's do that. All right, so what is the message, please, from you, Archangel Michael, to my lovely Taurians? Okay, Taurus, they are saying that you need to change the situation. It's up to you for some reason. So the prayer reads, thank you for letting me lean on your strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Taurus, you created the situation. You have the power to change it. Basically, you gave the whole of the amount of money to the Queen of Wands when you should initially have divided it up. Then there would be no problems. So Taurus, Archangel Michael's saying, if you look back, it might be that you need to sort out the situation rather than relying on the Queen of Wands, because I don't think this Queen of Wands is going to do anything. She's got the money now. She's not going to release it. Okay. So Taurus, you may need to find the money from somewhere to give to this woman. All right. You may not have the money, but that's what Archangel Michael is suggesting you need to do. So guys, I am leaving it there. I'm so sorry for the rest of you. If I have time, I will do you a bonus. Take care of you, Taurus. Have a good weekend. And of course, I will be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon, Taurus. Bye now.